running paid ads and you actually want to get your prospects to show up to your calls and not asking basic questions like they know what you do, they're already educated on what your offer is, they know who you are, they trust you a lot more. They come to the call and they're like way more warmed up to you, they're like way more open, and they even want to speak more because they feel like they can trust you already. What I'm going to show you is one of the first and crucial steps to actually doing that successfully, and that's your confirmation page. And basically what I'm going to show you is how to build a confirmation page that actually gets people to show up to your calls like just way more informed and like way more trusting of what you do and who you are. And if you're wondering who I am, my name is Brilliance. I've built funnels for some of the biggest names in online business: Jesse Rogers, Simon Bees, Neuro Knowledge. We've launched well over 150 funnels and we've added well over $20 million directly through our funnels. So without further ado, let's dive in. So first off, we've got to really understand the purpose of a confirmation page, right? Everyone who books a call is going to see your confirmation page, and it's one of the very few guarantees within your funnel besides your above the fold section. And the mistake that a lot of people make is they use confirmation pages as a way to tell the prospect, hey, thank you for confirming your call, or thank you for booking in the call, instead of preemptively telling them, hey, this page is made for you to do your due diligence and your research on our company, because they're going to do that anyways. And that's why your confirmation page here, you want to add in strategic videos, usually about 30 seconds to 3 minutes long, to properly frame your prospects before they show up to the call. And these videos will, go over some common questions and objections that people usually have during sales calls, even after they're joining your program or even buy your product or service. And basically what's happening is we're getting ahead of them using the confirmation page, because there's a research phase that exists after someone books in a call that they're going to do regardless. So it makes sense for us to influence what they see rather than let them come to their own conclusions. And we're actually providing them with all of the information that is accurate and represents our company the way that we want to represent it, instead of looking at content that may be skewed or something that may be biased. So every confirmation page as well is going to have a main video at the top that is going to be used as a way to tell your prospects exactly what they need to do, which is number one, confirm their call, but more importantly, just consume the page and watch the videos that you're going to put down there, which are going to be basically called your breakouts, right? And these videos should be quick and snappy. And we have some examples from our clients that I'm going to show you in a second, but again, these videos should be really quick. So if we take a look at our clients here, you can see our confirmation page video. Hey, so your call is fully confirmed on our end. You should already have a confirmation email and a calendar invite with your Zoom link, just to make sure you show up on time and we can dive in. Now, I'm not going to waste your time rehashing the offer you've already seen. Instead, I built this page to help you do your research and due diligence on me before a call. You're hearing all of this stuff about removing your subconscious blocks. Basically just goes into what this page is made for and how they can use it to conduct their research on what this offer is. So again, running through some confirmation page video outlines, and these are some example outlines here. As you can see, we have the FAQ videos here. We have about 13 of them on this one. Who is this for? What are the main problems that you help with? What are some examples of when this hasn't worked? What if I don't have time to do all this internal work? Questions that actually matter to them. Questions that stop people from moving forward. Questions that block the sale, or questions that people just bring up all of the time. You want to answer those preemptively in the confirmation page. And then you have the expectations video, which is just, hey, this is what's going to happen in the first week, second week, third week, and fourth week. That's all that's going to happen there. Right, so now what happens after someone books in a call? Now, a key thing to understand as well is that personally, I do not like to hop on calls. And most people I know as well do not like to hop on calls, especially when they're sales calls that you're going to be sold on a call, right? You don't want so you almost have to reverse that process and make it not feel like a sales call. Yes, they know it's a sales call, but in order for you to kind of reverse that process and lower their guard a lot more, you need to show up as transparent, as being honest. It's like, hey, listen, I'm not here to tell you all of our clients get the absolute best results. Maybe like 85% of them do, and like 15% of them maybe partially, and then 5% of them actually do not succeed. So you want to keep that transparency. Is extremely important, right? So again, it's way more difficult when someone knows they're even hopping on a call to get sold, right? And the first 48 hours after someone books in a call, they start looking for reasons not to attend the call. They start thinking, hey, maybe I acted too fast. Maybe I should have done more research. Maybe I'm just flat out being a pussy. Maybe this isn't the right time. Maybe I should have run this by my wife before booking, and all those things, right? And they start conducting research. They start looking you up on social media. They start typing your name, scam, like Brilliance scam, Brilliance reviews, Brilliance complaints into Google search for negative reviews. They start looking for testimonials and case studies. And this is why we have to step in before they get to that step to address these concerns. We have to guide them in their research and have an influence over what they see in any one of these categories. And that's what we do in our sales process, our confirmation page, emails, content remarketing, and trust assets as well. So, because if you don't, what's going to happen is people will cancel your calls. People will cancel your calls. People are going to no show not because they don't have the problem, but more so that the underlying reasons that they have, or the underlying questions and objections that they have not been addressed. Right? So, and when you allow prospects to go do their own research, trust me, like, you'll see some stuff that is out of context. You're probably not a scam, you sitting down here watching this video, but I've seen a client where there was literally a Reddit thread made about them, and the client had to go there and actually clarify, like, hey, listen, we're not a scam, we don't scam anyone, we actually teach people, and we're actually implementing these things that we teach people in our business today. So you have to make sure that, you know, people are not researching out of context stuff like that about you. Because trust me, especially when you sell like info coaching, people are definitely calling you a scam in some way, shape, or form. So you need to make sure that's addressed in your confirmation page. And if you can, you know, invest into some, you know, Reddit, like clean up your SEO, of that good stuff. So why do traditional confirmation pages not work to get people to show up, right? The problem is that most people treat confirmation pages like the end of the funnel. And this kills a lot of deals. Your confirmation page should not be a place where you only tell people to confirm the call or try to oversell what the call is and reasons why they should come on the call, because this doesn't work, because it's not focused on you. It's not focused on them. It's focused on you. It's focused on the call that you're supposed to attend. Meanwhile, you should be focusing on the important part, which is them, right? What are we going to talk about on this call? What if this doesn't work? How does this actually work? What is the cost of this? Right? Your confirmation page should actually be helpful for your prospects and provide them with information that they care about, because they're still going to do their research anyway. So you want to step in front of that. Now, how do you actually construct a confirmation page? It's actually very simple to do this. So your confirmation page should be explicitly named the research page. And this is simply for the reason of just getting people to do their research on you. So number one is going to validate the natural next step, which is the tendency to go do research. It's going to position you as confident and transparent. It's going to position you as honest, and it's going to differentiate you from all of the competitors who don't want to be transparent because they feel like prospects who want to work with them. So again, you can have a simple headline here. This page is built for you to do your due diligence and your research in our company, on our company. And your subheadline could be just step one, watch the video. Then you're going to have your main confirmation video there, and then you're going to have the little breakout videos that handle objections just below it, right? And then we have something we call the two-part confirmation system, which is basically what we explained above here, but a lot more in depth, which is number one, your main confirmation video, which usually is about 3 to 6 minutes. And the purpose is to frame the page as a research tool and guide them through the process and create actual urgency within the prospect's mind. Right? Give them real reasons why they should act now and not later. So don't use any fluff like, oh, okay, the stock market. Use actual reasons like, hey, listen, we have a capacity of about 10 clients. Right now we have 7, and within the next 3 weeks and a half, or within the next week and a half, we're going to be onboarding 3 more for sure. So if you want to come on now, you need to, come on right now, because at the end of the day, like within the next 2-3 weeks, well, you're going to have to, get on a wait list. And if that creates urgency, then that's going to work, right? So again, you have to think about real reasons why they need to take action now. It could be tied to something happening, maybe current events, maybe, AI taking over everything. You're like, hey, listen, in the next 12 months, like, AI is going to be replacing a lot of things, and you need to actually take action now if you want to capitalize on these things that AI is doing right now, okay? And you need to be confident and direct in the way you present this as well. You don't need to read the script word for word. You can literally just freeball what you want. And basically what you're doing first off is just acknowledging that they booked in a call, tell them how to confirm the call, frame the page as a research page, explain what they're going to find on the page, set expectations for the call, and then address the biggest concern up front, right? And use urgency, obviously. So an example confirmation video script would be, hey, I know you just booked in a call with us. My team is going to be reaching out by phone or text to confirm your appointment dates and time, and also share some valuable resources with you. And if you're like most wholesalers, you're probably doing some research right now to make sure this is legit and it's right for you. And that's exactly what you should be doing. And I built this research page specifically to help you do that due diligence effectively and get your questions answered before we speak. And that's why we've made the short videos you see below. They're all between 30 seconds and 3 minutes, and they answer the most common questions that we get from the students. And then you go into the other details, for the confirmation video and what they should do with the page. Your part 2 is going to be the breakout videos. Right? So number one, this video should not address like soft questions or things that are more so theory than actual things that are happening. You must tackle like real objections and questions that come up repeatedly in your sales calls. And the most effective approach to do this is to listen to your sales calls weekly and identify what those concerns are. You can also choose to load up your sales calls into Manus and ask it to extract the top questions and objections, list them out for you in a descending order of frequency. So the most common one is going to appear at the top, and the least common one is going to appear at the bottom. You also track which objections are killing the most deals and prioritize those. Get those questions answered in the form of videos and put those on your confirmation page. And then you also update all of the topics every quarter as the new objections emerge. And every video on your confirmation page should provide genuine value addressing all of these concerns, because the goal is not just to handle objections or try to sell them, but to actually show transparency, be honest, and pre-frame prospects with realistic results and just build, genuine trust with them. right? So an example of transparent results presentation could be, instead of saying our clients all get amazing results, everyone wins, you can say something like, hey, about 80% of the clients that we help are successful, 15% of them see partial success, and 5% don't succeed with the program. Here's what separates the successful clients from those who struggle, and how we've improved the process based on a failure, right? And then if you want to also sequence your breakout videos, this is what we typically like to use. So first we go with urgency and timing. Why do you need to do this now? We go with trust. We go with educational and informational videos. We go with credibility and track record videos. We go with success rates. We go with worst case scenarios. And again, I'm going to have this linked below. If you want this document, you can simply just put in your email or phone number, you're going to get this document, right? And by the way, if you need help implementing this, you don't want to, go through the hassle of trying to figure it out yourself. Maybe you need us to come in and do this for you, pause, or you need us to, consult you and actually show you how to do this. Just handhold you, like what questions you need, how to film the videos, how to script the videos, all of this stuff. Just click the link in the description, booking a call with me, and I'll see how we can help you. Now, when it comes to transparency, a lot of business owners are scared of being transparent because they believe that this is going to cause prospects to not want to work with them. But the reality is your prospects are smart, and there's no business whatsoever that has 100% success rates with your clients. So the faster you can get in front of that, what they have at the top of their mind, the more you can position yourself as being more honest and more trustworthy than businesses who are going to just pick the top results and refuse to show any potential downsides or times where things have went sideways, right? And this also makes it feel more human as opposed to manufactured, because we as humans were fundamentally flawed. So there's no way something is going to be externally just look perfect. There's obviously something on the line that I'm not seeing. Example, in a worst case scenario that I made, I went through 2 clients that we worked together with that weren't like good experiences, explained why and exactly what happened. And we also showed the conversations with the clients and how everything went down. And this builds way more trust than just showing your top case studies. And something as well that I did was, because a lot of people, not a lot of people, but like there was one guy who refused to work with me because I was Nigerian, and that was legitimately his only reason. I think it was maybe like poor, maybe he couldn't afford the stuff. Maybe that was just his excuse to kind of just dip from the deal. But yeah, that was what he mentioned. It was like his assistant just said, hey, we don't like Nigerians and we don't want to work with them. We had a bad experience with them on freelancing platforms and everything looked good, but I just have to respect my team and their opinion. I trust them so much, so I'm afraid I can't move ahead. I'm like, okay, cool. So what I did was I made a video that said, yes, I'm Nigerian, and here's why it doesn't matter. So what that does is, in the video, I'm like running through my client chats or private Slack channels, I'm running through my Stripe, my refund rates, which is absolutely 0, and we just run through everything. This builds, way more trust than just showing them case studies and trying to convince them why they should work, right? Then another thing that we like to do as well to increase consumption on the confirmation pages is just weaving them into your backend pre-call system and also your educational emails. So, it could be like a simple text message. Usually when we text someone, we're like, hey, I just saw you booked in a call. If you have any questions before our meeting, just feel free to text me here or give me a call, and this is my personal number. And also, if you've checked out that research page that popped up after you booked a call, that should be very helpful to you, right? And this acknowledges that they just took the action, and it shows that you're being helpful instead of just trying to sell to them. And then you could also weave those into your emails. Of course, just tell them, hey, at the end of the email, reroute them with specific strategic emails as well, like your social proof, some research ones, your objection handling videos and some preparation emails. And you can just link that confirmation page inside of those emails so that they can go to that confirmation page, so that they consume you a lot more. They see you on video, they build more trust for you, they're warmer to you because now they see like it's a lot more human, and it's a way to increase the consumption by just putting it in the email sequences that you have in the back end. And it's just going to help them get more educated about you, more warm, just come on the call, just know who you are and what you do, and they're not asking you basic questions. Now, in terms of measuring and optimizing the confirmation page, there's some KPIs that we like to look at. And the primary metrics are basically show rates, close rates, the time to close. Those are the 3 main ones, because this impacts the show rate. You should see anywhere from like 65% plus of people showing up, because again, they're getting a lot of the questions answered that would have otherwise stopped them from showing up to the call. And then your close rate, we usually like to aim for an improvement from the baseline. If your baseline is 15%, we want to see an increase in close rate, because again, we're handling the objections before they come on the call. And then another one is the time to close. So if your sales cycles are too long, then we want to see that shortened or reduced a bit by a good percentage, right? So again, the average time from the first call to the signed contract, and then we also measure their decision speed and the follow-up requirements, like what questions they're asking. And then we also want to track the objections raised during the sales process. Now, the secondary metrics to see how effective this is video engagement. So the videos that have the most plays usually are what people care the most about. So we probably want to go think about that more on the front end, and even emphasize, that on the landing page, and maybe even on the back end. But again, the whole point is that if we see these videos have high engagement rates, then we should be attacking it on all fronts as well. So if you watch which videos get watched the most, the least, and then the average watch time per video, the drop-off points within the videos, and then the click-through rate from emails to specific videos. That should give you an idea of what you should focus on and also what you should delete, or maybe some things that you should reconsider. The next is going to be your page time on site, which is how long your prospects spend on the confirmation page, which sections get the most attention, the scroll depth and engagement patterns, and return visits to the page. The next is going to be your objections that are raised on calls. So which concerns are still coming up despite the videos being made? New objections that weren't addressed, some frequency of specific objection types, and we can also consider making videos around those objection types, and then the time spent on objection handling versus the closing, right? The next is going to be your video completion rates. So a percentage of people who watch your videos to completion, which videos have the highest completion rates, the correlation between watching your videos and the show rates, and the optimal video length for your audience. So that's when you see how long people are watching for, and then you try to optimize for that amount of time, right? And then the optimization framework could be something along the lines of having weekly reviews, just looking at the show rates and your call feedback analysis, identifying the patterns in your no-shows and your cancellations, reviewing your sales team's feedback and prospect preparation, looking for quick fixes for obvious problems that may have come up that you guys have seen that these are things that we need to get fixed immediately. And then you have your monthly analysis, you have your quarterly assessments as well, you have your annual overalls. And by the way, you have these documents so that you can go look at this because there's a lot here to cover. So like your video performance, your email sequence, your page layouts, and then A/B testing of key elements. This is something that you do on a long enough time frame, right? It's not something you're doing immediately. What you should be doing immediately is like just improving this and then improving your confirmation page and looking at these key metrics first, right? So you have your monthly analysis, your quarterly assessments, your annual overhauls. An example optimization process could be that, let's say your show rate dropped from 70% to 60%, right? So you analyze what prospects are no showing, look at the patterns, at the beginners, at the small businesses, and then you create new videos addressing these concerns that you found. And then you update your email sequence to highlight some small business case studies, maybe some beginner case studies, and then your show rate recovers to 70% for that particular segment, maybe beginners or small businesses. So these are some things that you're going to do to basically measure and optimize. And again, if you need help building out this confirmation page, or you need help just being consulted on it and you want to just know what to do just off the bat, you want to be able to text me and ask me questions, just click the link in the description, booking a call with me. I'll see if and how we can help you. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments and like this video so that YouTube can recommend this to someone like you who needs help getting people to show up to the calls more informed. And if you love this video, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.